Welcome back to Regular Guys Outdoors and Turkey Trippin' 2023. I gotta reshoot this very first part because in the original I said Turkey Trippin' 2022, which was clearly the year prior. We left off with me having blown my opportunity in Mississippi and getting poked in the eye with a stick down there. So after that, I drove up to North Carolina to Phil's place. He got in my car, we loaded up, and we went up to Virginia to some private land we had to hunt on up there. I'd show you some footage, but I don't really have anything worthwhile up there. I heard the turkeys. I never saw the turkeys. Phil was into them more than I was. He got to watch a show a couple times, but they just wouldn't come into shooting range. So after that, we went back down to North Carolina, back to his place, to the farm we're going to hunt on.
Well, it is Monday evening, folks, and I came down onto the property that Phil and we've hunted the last couple years, and we've had some success. I was gonna try to roost birds and then check out the level of the creek, but I pulled down in here and I saw a black dot in this field out here. I don't know, 250 from here, and it's a strutting longbeard. And I think there might be 4 longbeards, or maybe it's 2 longbeards and a hen. But it looked like there was there's a strutter down there. It looked like maybe a half strutter. And then that's definitely a longbeard. That's a longbeard. And I wish I had my camera card. I don't think I can reach it. It's in my computer right now. I'm trying to download some files out of my camera, put them on the computer because the card is full. Not from action, mind you. Not from action. But, man, they're right there. And I was checking the creek level because it rained this weekend, like Friday, Saturday, all day, like 4 inches or so. And so one part of this creek we drove over a few miles back on the bridge, it is just way out of its banks. And that is going to impact where it is we hunt. And we thought it's going to push these guys up into the fields instead of having them in the swamp. So that looks like a correct assessment. Oh, there's a strutter in the corner. So I guess I've got to just kind of sit here. The sun is just going over the horizon out here. I was pulling up real slow and I saw him over there, so I'm going to be mostly stuck right here. I don't want to start up the car and drive away again. It didn't seem to spook them driving up. That means they're going to be roosted somewhere in this corner. And I don't think they can use the swamp at all. That's probably way out of its banks. That 20-foot wide creek is probably 200 yards wide right now. But I can't go look. I guess I don't need to with the birds right here. Holy smokes. I think they've already gone into the woods on the right. I'll go check it out. I'm not going down there. I'm just going to step out of the car so I'm not looking through my windshield and the binos.
Once I was sure they scooted around the corner there, I moved up a little bit, found this shed. And then they gobbled around the bend there, so we know where they are for the morning. The next morning rolls around, which is Tuesday morning, and walking up we realize the woods are flooded right here off to our right.
Everything is full underwater.
It's a little too late in the morning to cross the field in the wide open, so we hunker down in this little patch. There's 3 or 4 trees and that box blind you see off to the left. I'm where 2 trees are, and I'm on a little piece of elevated ground, maybe a foot or 18 inches higher than the rest of everything around it.
like there's 4 or 5 turkeys gobbling over here and a couple over there. It's crazy.
Eventually the turkeys hit the ground and started moving up the field kind of toward us. What we got here is 2 strutters that appear to be the dominant birds there on the far right. The 2 in the middle running around, I think are the 2 other longbeards. So there's 2 dominant longbeards and 2 subordinate longbeards. Visually in the binos, they all look really good. They all got really nice solid beards on them. I called a good bit to them with my mouth call, and they would gobble back to me. They would strut, but they would not get away from those hens. We got a classic case of these longbeards are just henned up. Phil takes a crack at them with the slate call here, but they just weren't leaving their hens. As the morning passed though, we were getting quite a show. And it was those 4 longbeards and 5 hens. So we had 9 turkeys out there in front of us. One of the subordinate longbeards broke off from the flock and was kind of coming in behind us. Unfortunately, he didn't get but within about 80 yards of us.
Those birds are about 150 yards over there. 2 strutters and the 5 hens. A little further back and to the left is one of the subordinate gobblers in full strut. He's just hanging out over there. The other subordinate gobbler is over here at about $150 on the wood edge. And he's just over here feeding. He's not strutting or attempting to strut at all. But he's a long beard. It's probably 9 or 10 inch beard. Looks nice. He just doesn't have the head that these guys have. So we're kind of stuck out here on this little island. We really can't move. The woods are flooded. We can't get into those. So I don't know how long this is going to play out.
After a while though, the hens went into the woods over there, and then the 2 longbeards, the 2 dominant longbeards were standing there and they were looking kind of confused. So Phil says, hey, hit them with your box call. So I hit them with the box call and immediately their heads went up and looked in our direction. Finally looked in our direction. And then they started to turn and walk toward us. So I turn on my head cam. So me being me, I'd already left the head cam on and the battery was dead. So this is the entirety of the shot I got with my head cam. So everything I got here is with the gun cam, and the gun cam is looking through the grass a bit. But you can see him here and there. That one on the left, he'll peck a little bit and walk. feed a little, stop, and look. And that's what he just kept doing. The other one was mostly feeding, but this one would stop and look, walk, peck the ground, stop, look. He must have done that 15, 20 times. At this point, Phil is on my right. He actually moved up a little bit, so he's more at my, say, 1 o'clock, whereas before he was at about my 3 or 4 o'clock off to my right. So he's actually up with me now, looking at these birds as well. So the looker here, he's in range. That one that's just feeding is not in range. Phil takes the shot and knocks that one down. So I start going crazy with the mouth call. And wouldn't you know it, that joker came running up and I took the shot. He falls over backwards, but then he starts moving off to the left there. So I took another crack at him. Clearly missed. So right here, I'm digging in my vest. I'm getting my extra shells because I'm going to reload and go after that guy. Clearly he's hit pretty good because he went across the field and landed before he got to the woods. So I'm reloading my gun. And I start running. As I'm running across the field, I can look to the left and look down that finger, and I see that number 3 longbeard, one of the subordinate ones. He's over there and he's kind of just watching me for a while, but as I get closer to the woods, he starts to run off down the field. So I know that's not my bird. When I get over to the woods here, I realize that these woods are flooded and that bird is not out in the woods. The water is right here. So it's about a 10 to 15 foot buffer of woods and weeds between the field and the water. And then I heard something in the weeds to my right, and I know exactly what it is. So I catch a glimpse of him right here. I go around the weeds. Got myself in a bit of a pickle now. but thankfully that bird's down.
This is the most messed up double ever. I am above boot deep here. Oh, that's a heavy joker. Man, this joker's heavy. These were the two studs.
Yep.
These were the two studs, Philip.
Did you purposely let me take the first shot?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. You got two beards.
He does.
Let my let him dry a little bit.
So, the bird we saw running.
Is it flooded?
Absolutely, it's flooded right behind the wood line. So that bird I thought was the third tom. Fourth one went over there, you know, and that was the third tom. Because this one landed at the field edge, and what it did was it went in. So as I get
is this not the bird you shot out here?
No, this is him.
Oh, okay.
So that third bird kept running down the edge. So I went that way because when I saw the water right at this edge,
You knew he didn't go in there.
I know he didn't go in there. And as I'm going toward the back, because I figure he's got to be on the edge somewhere, he started fluttering in the stuff, in the brush that's between the field and the water. So I looped around to try to get a look at him because it was that tall stuff. He flew over the water and I shot him out of the air.
Did he fall in the water?
Yep. Dude,
He don't look wet. Oh,
I had to go get him.
oh, crap. You got water in your boots.
Oh yeah.
Why did you kill him right there?
Well, I was trying to kill him right there.
He wasn't more. He was almost at my bird.
And then he got spooky. I thought he was just going to come right to me. And he was in a bad little spot for a second.
I thought you had about a 42 to 45 yard shot.
That's what I thought. He was kind of wiggling and junk. I don't know. Obviously, I hit him, and I thought he was going to stay down, but then he flew.
Flew good. Yeah, I was afraid when he flew. I had a place picked out right there, and I said, I had some briars in front of me. I said, if he clears the briars, I'm going to shoot him. Well, dude, what a morning. What a freaking morning.
Yeah, that's probably duckweed on his tail. He was in the water.
First time we ever doubled up, isn't it?
I don't think I've ever doubled up. Philip.
See, the one thing, the mouth call, same. Box call different, slate call different. That's why I told you to get the box calls, because they weren't doing anything to your mouth call.
And I can, I don't have to wail on the box call. I was going kind of medium light on it.
Yeah, I think
Just enough for them to hear it.
I almost wanted you to call again when they were right out there, but that scudder of mine kept turning this way, and God.
Well, we're laid out here after a good morning hunt. Almost looking like our hobo camp. I got me a wet bird. Phil's got him an awesome bird. I haven't seen his bird. Look at the snoot on that joker. Dang, what a morning. We just got the 2 studs that were in that group. They've been pushing those little ones around. One of them was pushing them around last night when I roosted them. And then this morning they were kept keeping them away from the flock.
Well, they made a lethal mistake. They got in front of my TriStar.
Where is that little TriStar? Yeah, I don't know how you shot that bird, Phil. That gun was under $400 and it only has a bead sight on the front. I don't know how you killed him. $379 gun, bead front sight.
From Walmart.
From Walmart.
I pulled the trigger twice on 2 turkeys and both of them died. Plus it's very light. Easy to maneuver.
A little wet.
You have another pair of boots?
Yeah. You know what we're gonna top this morning off with?
Jim's, I
A
hope.
freaking big Jim's.
We ought to
Was
go
it-
there and
Is
put
it 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock right now?
9. We need to go get the car, get these up in the shade. They can sit in the shade until we get back from Big Jim's. I'll drive. Well, it was not a bad morning. I thought those were freaking crows landing in the field at daylight, man. They were just coming from everywhere. And that one that landed between us and the wheel, I thought, holy crap.
That then landed, and I didn't see her fly. I just looked up, and there she was. I was like, oh!
I saw
Goodness.
a fly. I mean, those turkeys could have been right here, and I couldn't have seen them. I was on my knees when I shot that one.
We let our birds hang and dry off, and we went to Big Jim's real quick. 2 happy campers right there. 2 awesome birds. And if you're familiar with Big Jim's, you know why we had to go. That was the first double I ever had, and I really almost messed it up. I did mess it up, but fortunately we were able to recover the bird. So I'm a little bit on the struggle bus still. My confidence isn't back yet. Hope you liked this video. If you did, give us that thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down there. And as always, thanks for watching.